Good morning. It's time for our daily devotion, and today we are in Matthew chapter 10. An interesting chapter. The last two chapters, 8 and 9, have been kind of a compilation, quick review of lots of the miracles that Jesus did. And I think it's to paint a picture of who Jesus is. It's also to give us an overview of what his disciples have been exposed to for these weeks. They've seen Jesus heal the sick. They've seen Jesus raise the dead. They've seen Jesus deliver the possessed. And they've seen it over and over again. And then Jesus turns to them and says, okay, now it's your turn. You've seen me do it, now you do it. I've been giving you an example, and that's what rabbis did. Rabbis gave an example, showed by example exactly what their students were to do. Then their students followed in their footsteps, and then their students took over and did the ministry. And that's exactly the pattern that Jesus is following here. Jesus has been teaching. He's been showing by example. He's been allowing his disciples to be up close and personal with these miracles and deliverances and raising from the dead that he has done. And now he's saying, it's your turn. You have been given the authority that I have been given. You've been given the power that I have been given. And in another gospel, he says, and the things that you've seen me do, you will do also, and even greater than these you'll do. So Jesus has now turned the disciples loose to be witnesses, and he gives them some instructions. And he says, this is what you're to do. This is how you're to do it. This is how you're to behave. This is where you're to go. This is how you're to provide for yourselves. This is where you're to spend the nights. And he gives them all the instructions, and he sends them out with this authority and this power to heal the sick and deliver those who are possessed, and to raise the dead, and to do the very same things that he has done. And then he really kind of spoils the whole thing, doesn't he? He says, you've been given the authority to do it. You've been given the power to do it. You've seen me do it. Now you go do it. But understand that when you do, there's a cost involved. People are going to persecute you. People are going to hate you. People are going to run you out of town. You're going to have to appear before the courts and the judges and defend yourself. And ultimately, he says, you must be willing to take up your own cross and follow me. They didn't and couldn't possibly have understood all the ramifications of that at this point, because they haven't seen Jesus die on the cross. They haven't seen what the consequences are of his ministry. But he's saying to them, as you watch me and as you follow me, and as you do the things that I have done, understand that you're going to pay much of the same price that I have paid as well. So what can we glean from this chapter? Well, first of all, we need to understand that we are also being sent forth. We are being sent out among wolves. We are being sent with the power and the authority of Jesus. We are given the authority to do the things that Jesus did. That same power that lived in Jesus lives in us. Greater is he who is in us than he that is in the world. We walk in the victorious knowledge that Jesus is with us, Jesus is in us, Jesus empowers us, and that Jesus was our example in all things. But we need to understand that as we go and do the works of the kingdom, there are going to be those who hate us. There are going to be those who come against us. There are going to be those who try to stop us. There are going to be interferences and obstructions and challenges and mountains to climb. And ultimately, there is going to be a price to pay. Most of us will never pay with our life. Most of us will never have to literally take up a cross to follow Jesus. But some extreme cases, that may be the case. And whether it's true in our physical body or not, many times character assassination, rumors, innuendos, and all kinds of things are said about us that are unfair and untrue, but they are done with the express purpose of trying to discourage us from doing the very thing that Christ has commissioned us to do, which is go forth with the good news of the kingdom. So understand how you've been sent, understand the price involved, but understand that there is no more important work than that of the kingdom of God. Now, go make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.